Cora has always been just a very energetic, fun, warm-hearted young lady. Very active and just has a very loving spirit. Cora's teacher was actually a former pediatric nurse, and she recognized the symptoms. She said, if that was my kid, I'd take him to the emergency room right now.
She was extremely lethargic. So she woke up that morning, she ate breakfast, she fell asleep. I woke her up to go to the store. She fell asleep in the car between home and the store. For lack of a better term, kind of starting to go into a diabetic coma. Her blood sugar was so high the meter couldn't read it. She was diagnosed 2 weeks after she turned 6. Most people don't know. There's not a huge awareness, which is really why we started getting involved with the JDRF, is to help bring that awareness of, yeah, this is what it looks like.
Welcome. Can I talk to you a little bit about this?
I think it's important for her for people to see her and just go, oh, she's like her sister or her brother. She's just a normal kid that has to deal with, you know, an autoimmune disease.
I think the first thing I would, encourage parents is, one, to be mindful of the symptoms, to at least be aware of type 1 diabetes, how it can affect your kids and what those symptoms would look like.
Diabetes is where your pancreas stops producing insulin.
It is definitely hard for me to see her struggle with it. When, she has to sit out from an activity because it's low and you've got to wait until it comes back up. I think it's seeing her having trouble understanding, because I know, her biggest question is, why do I have this? Why do I have type 1 diabetes? And the answer of, we don't really know why. It never stops.
It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of money, and it takes a lot of resources. Just like with any other medical advance that we have experienced, it takes close observation, it takes dedication, and it takes really the will to see it through. So that's going to involve, scientists looking at on the bench and looking in the laboratory, and then doctors seeing patients in the clinic running clinical trials. It's going to take the biggest and the brightest minds to really find out, one, why it's caused, and then two, the best way to treat it.
The end goal is there being a cure, because I would love for there to be a day when my daughter doesn't have to check her blood sugar any, 4 to 5 times a day and stick herself. And I'd love for there to be a day when she doesn't have to take insulin and isn't going to have to spend, thousands of dollars for, medical purposes just to keep her alive.
But sometimes I also try to really think in terms of, this could be one of the biggest blessings in her life, just because the things that she's getting to do now, that she gets to engage the public and really, raise awareness for other kids who may have it.
I prick my finger to make sure what my blood sugar is. If it's high, I get insulin. Low, I eat gummies. Normal, we leave it alone.
From day one, she has really just taken it on.
As a father, I'm so proud of her, and I think it really opens up her future in terms of her perspective and on life.
Even though it is extremely hard, and there are days that you want to quit and you want to cry and you don't understand, knowing that this is part of her life and that it's going to be used in an amazing way.